right, so we just resurrected a super cool, unique bike that we have in the ECR fleet and figured why not do a bike check on it, tell you guys what we've done to this unit here. This is formerly a 2023 Yamaha YZ-250F. So it was the previous Yamaha YZ-F chassis, the last model year of it for the 250F, and we ripped the powertrain out of it and put an Electro Co YZ-EMX kit in it. We're running the bigger battery, so it's a 76 volt, 75 amp hour battery, and there's a couple different controller options. We were running the Zapper for a little bit. That's going through some revisions, so we put the Votol controller back on it, and we're gonna run that for the meantime. But super easy kit. It's like super plug and play, really easy to get done, and we got it done in less than a day. So speaking of which, if you're seeing this bike for the first time, we did a pretty cool build series on it. So if you missed it, I'll put some links in the description if you want to see the evolution of this bike. But it's a motocross build. You know, this is the YZ-250F and not the X. And so motocross bike, after riding it a bit, kind of realized with this powertrain, I think it's best suited as more of an enduro or woods bike, just because of the powertrain. Like, I feel like if we're gonna ride motocross track, it's gonna be on the Stark Varg. And so I wanted to purpose build this a little bit more for mountain riding, enduro riding, and that type of thing. So what we did to achieve that, starting off, we just put a new wheel set on it. So we've got KK wheels front and rear, switched from the 19-inch motocross wheel that the F comes with and switched to an 18. And we wrapped that 18 in an IRC JX8 tire. Super soft, gummy, really good tire from IRC. But I'm actually running the Nitro Mousse standard mousse in the back, which is stiffer than you'd normally run with a JX8. I just like it because we see a bit of mixed terrain up here in the mountains, so we are still going quite fast, and I don't love the feel of a plushy mousse on the back at those speeds. And so it's kind of a nice in-between. You're able to run a gummy tire. This tire feels really good, but with the standard Platinum Mousse, you get a little bit more hold up in the rear. It doesn't fold over as much, so I kind of prefer that for just that like mixed use riding. So we've armored up the bike. We've got a Cherbise skid plate on the bike, a Cherbise frame guards, and a Cherbise front rotor guard. The guards don't end there. We've just switched a little bit. So Polysport makes swing arm protectors, so we put those on, and then we went to a Enduro Engineering brake disc guard in the rear just to keep our bike protected, because we'll probably be running this thing through a bunch of rocks and just some nasty terrain eventually. So trying to protect the bike a little bit, not scratch it up too much. Speaking of protecting the bike, I mean, look at the graphics on this thing. How cool is that? We've got some ECR edition Rival Link graphics on this thing. Got kind of a, you know, a little bit of an Electro Co vibe going on it. Thought it was a cool design for this particular bike. So it's a little loud, but curious what you guys think of it. I think it looks sick. Going with Pro Taper Husqvarna Bend handlebars. I have those cut down a little bit, so the way I like them. And I'm probably gonna run handguards on it. There's not handguards on it right now, so hopefully I don't punch a tree when I go ride it, but we'll put SXS handguards on this bike eventually. I will likely do a suspension tune on this if we start feeling like it needs to be a little bit softer. Still running the stock KYB Moto tune on this bike, and it's good in the fast stuff, but sometimes in the slower stuff you just want some softer valving, so we might go that direction. So that's our YZ-EMX build in a nutshell. I'm gonna hop on this thing, take it for a little ride, talk about it some more. So if you want to see the bike in action, keep following along, go ride this thing. All right, so I'm doing the taboo thing today, wearing A-Star's gear, but I just had to bust out the FXR palm tree gloves to go with the palm tree graphics. So I know, mix it and matching gear brands, but it just felt like the right thing to do. Okay, you know what I love about this bike? Just straight away, it's a Yamaha. It really is a Yamaha. It's a spunky power delivery. It's definitely got a lot of good snap off the bottom. Makes it exciting to ride. I really like it. But I meant to put handguards on this bike as I navigate these tight trees here. I gotta do that, but I kind of forgot. But speaking of power, I even just felt it right there. It's definitely like a low end to mid power bike. Doesn't feel like it's got a ton of top end, which makes me feel like it's just a great enduro bike. Hard enduro maybe. But perfect for what I'm riding right now. But that's why I didn't feel like it was perfect for MX. Just where this bike started to fall off a little bit, the Stark would just pull and pull and pull. So hard to deny that Varg as an MX option. So yeah, why not turn this into an enduro build? Right now, this thing is so fun up here. It's just fun being on another full-size dirt bike. You get all of that Yamaha engineering, great chassis, great brakes, great suspension. Doesn't feel cheap. You're not getting any clanks or weird linkage feel or crappy feeling suspension like you do on some of the cheaper bikes. It's just like proper, legit OEM motorcycle. And Electro Co just did such a good job with the powertrain in this thing. It just like feels factory. And I'm not telling you to go do what we did, which is take a perfectly good running YZ and cannibalize it, but selfishly, I wanted to ride the YZ-250F for a while. That's why I did that. It's just an excuse for me to own a nice YZ-250F for a little bit. I love that bike. It actually hurt my heart a little bit. Wow, this bike is so fun, man. Like, for this reason. Ah, my God, it's like pop. Oh, I love this bike. Sorry, just feeling that emotion, but it did hurt my heart a little bit to pull the gas motor out because I grew really fond of this bike in the 250F configuration. It was a great machine. So I'm not saying to go out and do that, but I do have some friends who have done this conversion, and they've done it by way of finding either a rolling chassis or a 250F that had a bad motor. And typically when that happens, you can get a great deal on that rolling chassis. So then you're not wasting the motor, and you can put the Electro Co powertrain in the bike and do it kind of worry-free. And that's where this becomes a cost-effective way to get on a full-size e-moto that is a legit chassis, great powertrain, something that's in Varg territory but is a bit different. It's lighter than a Varg, so that's a benefit to this kit over the Varg. I'm not going to throw any shade at the Varg because I love that bike, but you know, it's nice to have options. You never know what people may want. And I'll give you another use case. Friend of ECR and contributing editor, Bio Lucaton, has one of these. And the reason he has one is because it's identical to his gas 250F. And if he's training, he can train on the same chassis right at home where he can't ride his gas bike. So he's on a familiar chassis, getting seat time in, and yeah, riding a bike that he genuinely wants to be on. So another use case there. I feel like there's always haters to tell you why you shouldn't do something. So trying to get ahead of those haters a little bit. If you're out there, maybe you won't be. I also like you keep the standard foot brake on this thing. Still feel like on the full-size bikes, typically, I like the rear brake as a foot brake personally. I know the benefits, just like it. Oh, that's where I'm feeling that moto suspension. Getting knocked around those loose rocks. Whoa. That's why I want to run handguards. If you think that is happening from anything but motos, I got news for you. Yeah, I wasn't planning on reviewing the bike or anything, but just out here doing a ride, so I'm going to talk about the bike a bit. Skunk! Oh my goodness, that was a little one, but let's hope to God he didn't spray me. Tried not to run him over, I would have stopped, but oh buddy, sure we'll smell it here any second if he got me. Not smelling anything yet. Pepe Le Pew. Wouldn't that be a great way to resurrect the YZ-EMX by just getting blasted by a skunk? So I haven't got to spend too much time on this bike in the mountains. That was kind of what inspired doing a little bit of a mountain enduro woods build on this bike, is because I want to ride it in the mountains. I feel like that's where the bike's going to be best suited. And I'm gonna check range on this. I'm not really gonna do an official range test or anything, but whenever I've done range tests on this bike, it's been either on the MX track or deep sand track, stuff where you're gonna just see terrible range. But even in those environments, it was like, you know, a little bit shy of the Varg MX 1.0. So far, it does feel like it's gonna be in the quote unquote long distance range club. 75 amp hours, it's a big battery. It is a big bike, but it's a big battery. All right, here we go. Got a loose climb here. Putting that JX8 to work. Oh, smoke that stump. Suspension is killing me, I'm not gonna lie to you. It's fun in the fast stuff with braking bumps, but man, these loose rocks. I'm gonna bump it down to mode 1 here and see if that smooths some stuff out. Yeah, that MX tune on these loose rocks is rough. Yeah, mode 1 is smooth. Actually helps a little bit. So like I said, it does have a pretty spiky power delivery. I feel like you could even drop a tooth or two in the rear, gain a little bit of top end, maybe smooth out a little bit of that torque on the bottom, because it's snappy. I like it. Just depends on what type of riding you're doing, I guess. We all know how busy Electro Co is. Their little RTR line bikes have just taken off, so they definitely have their hands full, you know. And I know the founder and CEO of Electro Co, well, Austin, and he loves this thing. Like, this is probably more of a passion project than anything for them. I don't think it's going to be as hot of a selling product as the mini bikes that they sell, and understandably they got to put a lot of effort into those, but I know he loves moto, loves dirt bikes. That's why they came up with this thing. This kit is super cool, and I think it's really cool that they designed it. And I think there's a bunch of you out there that would really love this kit. You know, there's used Altas on the market and even used Vargs, probably still fetching a fairly high price. Like I said, I've got buddies who have done these builds on rolling chassis, and they've done them for super cheap. So yeah, I think for the right person, this is such a fun bike. One thing I do wish the kit had was a readout for battery percentage. I've got Ant BMS running on my phone, and I'm checking battery state of charge on that. That means I gotta pull up my phone every so often just see where we're at. I think I roughly know how far to go. I'm not stressing it or anything, but yeah, it's nice to see. I know you can add it. I just haven't added it to the bike yet. So I will do that. And hand guards as I pull my hand off to not get whipped by that branch. Yeah, buddy. That thing's good. Yeah, this bike is so fun. All right, like I said, I'm not gonna do a battery range test, but I do wanna give you a quick battery update. I just checked. Ant BMS battery is at 53% right now, and we have gone 16.6 miles. So that's really impressive. That puts it in the high mileage club for sure. But I do know on this bike that the second half of the battery does deplete quicker than the first half. So I don't think it's gonna be 1-to-1. For instance, I don't think we're gonna be going 33 miles or whatever that would be to double the range. But I do think at my pace, this is a high 20s mileage bike. So that really does put it in Stark Varg territory. And if you ride it much easier, you'll get a lot more ride time than that. And that would probably roughly translate to 2+ hours of ride time, which I know is what you guys are more concerned about. But like I said, we're not doing a battery range test. It's just a bike check. I'm just showing it off to you. I can get a full range number if you guys are curious enough to want to know it. I can work on that because I'm sure we'll be riding this bike a bunch and get you some numbers. But yeah, just wanted to show you the YZ-EMX. It's a super unique, fun bike, really cool. I really enjoy riding it, and yeah, curious what you guys think. If you want to see some more on it, let me know what you want to see. We might go hard enduro this bike a little bit, so maybe we'll film some of that. But probably before we do that, might need to do some suspension tuning, soften this puppy up a little bit. But either way, hope you guys enjoyed the YZ-EMX. Thanks for watching. See you next time.